Knowing what I know now, obviously, I feel tremendous humility about my coverage. She saw something that I did not see at the time.
Another day, another journalist bends the knee, kisses the ring of Donald Trump, just prostrating themselves, obsequious as they could be before Donald Trump. In the spirit of Morning Joe Scarborough and Bill Maher, Jake Tapper is now just a MAGA ass kiss, a coward. He is now apologizing to the Donald Trump family through Lara Trump. He's going on Piers Morgan, which is then featured on Fox News, that look at Jake Tapper. Look at this weak little coward, this little weakling. And he's calling privately Lara Trump. He's also going on Megyn Kelly's show. That should tell you everything you need to know. The places he's going to sell his book. He hasn't just turned CNN into QVC, selling his wares there. He's also going on Megyn Kelly, the racist troll, former Fox News ghoul, who's now it's just a white supremacy show about how much she hates black ladies. The whole show is pretty much that. She did take a break from hating them to have Jake Tapper on, holding his feet to the fire. Before I get to that, though, let's play this Piers Morgan clip, because, that's where you want to go to reach all the liberals. I know I've been a guest on the program, but I'm defending democracy when I go on. That is not what Jake Tapper's doing.
Joe Biden is not Richard Nixon. The hiding and the cover-up of his deterioration is not Watergate. I'm not entirely sure I agree, Jake, with that conclusion. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure.
The next line is it is an entirely separate scandal. It is a scandal.
Yes.
It is without question, and maybe even worse than Watergate in some ways.
Right.
Because Richard Nixon was in control of his faculties when he wasn't drinking.
Worse than Watergate, that Joe Biden is old and not as spry as he was 20 years ago or 10 years ago or 5 years ago. That's a scandal greater than Watergate, Jake fucking Tapper? Are you high, bro? And what about you, Alex Thompson, sitting there like a potted plant, nothing to say in every single interview I've seen? Cashing them checks, though, aren't you, boys? Here he is. I got two clips from the Megyn Kelly show. First is like 16 seconds with the video that opens. This is right on her channel. You could find this. And this is him, just the opener of him admitting and bending the knee to Donald Trump and the family, telling them they were right. They were right.
Knowing what I know now, obviously, I feel tremendous humility about my coverage, that Lara Trump interview, for example, et cetera. She saw something that I did not see at the time, 100%.
Lara Trump saw something you didn't see, Jake Tapper? Lara Trump, Donald Trump Jr., Eric Trump, Ivanka Trump, the whole clan of criminals, they didn't see anything. They just said a thing. It's not even akin to a broken clock is right twice a day, or the sun shines on a dog's ass once in a while. It's not even one of those deals. They were just making statements, lying about a thing they think they saw. Joe Biden is not withering away. He's an 80-something-year-old man who doesn't walk as swiftly anymore, who doesn't think as quickly anymore. It doesn't mean he has Alzheimer's or dementia. All while Donald Trump is burning the goddamn country to the ground, we're talking about the former president who will never run for office again. And Jake Tapper is fueling this hysteria, feeding the fire of conspiracy theory. A new genre of Republican talking point is about the auto pen and how they want to erase the accomplishments and the legislation that was signed and executive orders that were signed and judicial nominees that were nominated and confirmed because of what Jake Tapper is saying. You are not a credit to your profession, Jake Tapper. You are now in the MAGA cult. You are now complicit in the fascist takeover of the United States of America. And hopefully you're not complicit in the destruction of the nation. They referenced an interview with Lara Trump that Jake Tapper did, and Megyn Kelly made this as much of an effort to humiliate Jake Tapper as she could. I hope it was worth it, Jake. I hope it was worth it. Watch this section where they played the clip of the interview he did with Lara Trump on CNN, and then they talk about it after the clip is played.
You seem to be running cover for the president.
I don't think
interested.
That's true.
Well, I mean, we'll start with the Lara Trump issue that you referred. Here it is. This happened in 2020.
Joe Biden, as we all know, has worked to overcome a stutter. How do you think it makes little kids with stutters feel when they see you make a comment like that?
First and foremost, I had no idea that Joe Biden ever suffered from a stutter. I think what we see on stage with Joe Biden, Jake, is very clearly a cognitive decline.
Okay.
That's what I'm referring to. It makes me uncomfortable
You are
to
no
watch somebody on stage search for
this is so
questions.
amazing.
You're trying to tell me that what I was suggesting was
I
a
think that you
stuttering.
were mocking his stutter.
Yeah,
I think you were mocking his stutter, and I think you have absolutely no standing to diagnose somebody's cognitive decline.
And it's very concerning to a lot of people that this could be the leader of the free world.
Okay.
That is all I'm saying. I genuinely feel
Lara
sorry
Trump.
for Joe Biden.
I appreciate it. I'm sure it was from a place of concern. We all believe that. Lara Trump, thank you so much.
Do you want to apologize to Lara Trump now?
I've already apologized to her. I called her months ago.
And what did she say?
I mean, I don't want to disclose the contents of a private conversation, but
We'll get to what Lara Trump had to say. He doesn't want to reveal the private conversation. Well, she went on Fox News and ran her mouth. So we'll get to that. But let's go back to the original point when the clip first started. What do you think a child with a speech impediment, a stutter, what do you think they think when the president of the United States and his ghoulish family is making fun of a man with a stutter? How does that make them feel? That's still a valid question. You don't need to be embarrassed about your behavior and how you comported yourself in that interview. You held her feet to the fire. You asked a legitimate question, Jake. Coward. These moral and ethical weaklings. I hope those checks are gigantic that you're cashing from the sales of your book, Jake and Alex Thompson from Axios. To get to what Lara Trump did say during that conversation, she just spills the beans. She's on with Laura Ingraham on Fox News just last night talking about this, just dancing on the grave of Jake Tapper as he just bends the knee, just eager for the boot of tyranny to rest upon his neck. Watch this.
Lara, when did that apology come? And if you don't mind sharing with us, what did he say?
Yeah, Jake Tapper called me about 2 months ago, actually. And he said, I have this book coming out, and I know everybody's saying that I should apologize to you. I plan, whenever the book comes out, to go on TV and I will say, you were right and I was wrong. And I guess to Jake's credit, he did that. Now, Laura, I think the overarching thing here, though, is that the damage is done, right? We were so close to something so dangerous happening to this country. I mean, look at what actually happened. Look at the millions of illegal immigrants able to pour in. People are questioning now, you know, who was actually in charge of this country. I guess whoever was in charge of the auto pen. We really have to think about what would have happened if Joe Biden would have been elected. These people would have swept his condition under the rug even more. And Jake Tapper saying that this is like a Watergate level type of situation. Now that he played a role in it, it feels a little bit too late to me. I do appreciate that he did keep his word, though, and come out and say that I was right.
Did he actually call you, or was the on-air dramatic apology, was that it?
No, he called me and said that he was going to do this. So then.
Okay, but he didn't actually apologize to you in a subsequent phone call. He said he was going, it's like so convoluted.
Yeah,
he said it's
something
kind of
like that.
odd.
And then, yeah, as people were kind of ribbing him more, he said, I told you whenever the book comes out, I guess it was May 20th,
yeah,
I would come out and say it. So,
but
You can't win with MAGA when you do the Joe Scarborough apology tour, racing to Mar-a-Lago to kiss Donald Trump's asshole. When you do what Jake Tapper did and kiss the asshole of Trump's. When you're Bill Maher rushing to the White House to have dinner with Donald Trump. You're all just weakling cowards. You're not going to be in their good graces. It doesn't matter. It won't save you. And it's certainly not going to save the rest of us. It is rich, and I'll end on this, that she says, we were close to something dangerous happening in this country with Joe Biden as president. We are in the thick of it now, of dangerous things happening, the economy being destroyed. Any goodwill we had with our allies across the globe destroyed. Our national security posture destroyed. Diplomatic relationships destroyed. Our healthcare system destroyed. What do you think? I invite you to this conversation. You can comment below. Come on in, Jake Tapper fans. If there's any left, love to hear from you. You can also call the voicemail line, 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me daily at dollemore.com. Open invitation to the Jake Tapper or the silent Alex Thompson anytime. Would love to hear from you. Maybe you can write your next book about the actual downfall of the country that you've contributed to. That would be fantastic. I will see you next time. I appreciate you all. Be genuine. Take care of one another.